to keep my figure right. I'll keep my hair fixed and my heart is now fit. And you come home and tell me on my shoulder, I'll roll over. Baby, I've heard you. I'm here. Evening. Welcome to Candid Connections podcast, where we dive into everything from life, love, and relationships. Real talk, no filters. I'm one of your hosts, Tiffany.
I'm your host, Janelle Lene.
I'm the guest resident coming live from the man cave.
And I'm Billy. I go by the code. Back at y'all with another one. Let's get it.
And before we get started, let's go into some rules right quick. Number 1, please be respectful of others. Number 2, please no over talking to others. And let's to put out a disclaimer. We are not certified relationship experts. We are just here for candid conversations.
We also want to hear your perspective, so please comment in the chat.
What are your thoughts and opinions on submission? Who want to go first? Let's get a male perspective first.
Let's do that. And what's everyone's definition of submission?
Well, ladies going first or the men going first?
I'll go first.
She said, let's get a male perspective, but go ahead, Janelle.
We'll just go. So my thing of submission, I feel like it's a mutual respect between both male and female within a relationship. I feel like it's teamwork, meeting each other's needs, and actually just being there for each other. Picking up where one leaves off and vice versa. If I'm lacking, he pick it up. If he lacking, I'm picking up.
I agree with that. And I also believe that submission is allowing both roles to do what they naturally do. So basically, for an example, my husband takes care of the house and I take care of the home. So he makes sure that the lights, gas, and water is paid, and I make sure that there's light bulbs on for the lights. I make sure that we're warm in the house as far as, what the temperature is, and as far as lights, gas, and water, making sure that we have cups and everything that I need to shop for is here. So he does his role and I do mine to make sure that we both are comfortable in the home. Again, he takes care of the house and I take care of the home, if that makes sense. And we don't step on each other's toes.
And I'm going to agree with that because a woman comes into a relationship and her role is to be feminine and being submissive is a part of being feminine. That man is going to take care of his role, which is to provide and take care of her. So yeah, definitely she should be submissive. I think women get offended when they hear the word submissive. So that's what I was waiting on the definition and what y'all was kind of talking about on the topic.
Submission is, I feel like the man and the woman submit to each other because like you said, we both have roles and the male does his role, the woman does his roles. Without each other, then there's no submission. Like you can't expect a woman to submit to a man if he's not leading in the right direction. So if he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, he can't expect that woman to submit to him.
The real submission comes in when women and men submit to themselves. You got to take care of yourself before you even hop in a relationship. You have to be 100% okay with being single before you even jump into a relationship. So you definitely got to submit to yourself before that relationships even blossom. Nowadays, people are just jumping to relationships and they have an idea of what they want, but they're not right with themselves. And they get offended when someone says to be submissive because they're not even going into it with the right mind that, hey, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Think about with the word submissive, I think it can be inflammatory with women because what that looks like is I lose my voice, I lose my say-so, and I don't necessarily feel equal, which is sometimes when you ask a woman, do you want to be submissive? This is where the emotion about the idea about being submissive can be maybe taken out of context. I had a conversation at Chili's the other day and I only asked one person, and within 5 minutes, 4 people at the bar were all contributing their thoughts about being submissive. So I know that naturally we have great people on the call right now, but I do believe that in some cases that can be an inflammatory statement with some women. So I guess the question is, why would it be inflammatory?
Go ahead, Janelle. Go ahead.
I think most women probably, because here's my thing. If a man is leading and doing what he's supposed to do, that woman is going to automatically submit. So I think it's most women who think they probably don't got that man that's going to lead so they can submit, or they're just in the word, like you said, sometimes submissive come off as if they don't have a voice or something. But that goes with learning. So, but if the man is doing what he's gonna do, that woman is her femininity. She's gonna automatically submit regardless.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. Women naturally submit. I mean, that's just what it is. Just as far as men and women go, but women also need a reason to submit. A lot of times I feel like men believe because I'm a man, you should just submit to me. But there needs to be there's more than just you being a man. You know, you have to be able to lead me in finances, in physically, mentally, financially. You need to be able to lead there. If I have to do the lion's share of the work in the relationship, then that's going to make it hard for me to submit. And a lot of times men feel like all they have to do is just be a man. And that just doesn't work for a lot of women. But like going back to what Janelle said, as long as you're leading in all of those roles, definitely a woman is going to submit.
So what happens when a man has a deficit in one of those areas? And let's just go with financially. Let's say the woman is the breadwinner. Does this now make the woman less likely to submit when a man is giving guidance about what to do with the finances?
Absolutely not. Although he's lack finance, but there's other things that he can step up and do. So just because he lack finance does not mean that we're not going to submit. If he's fulfilling that in other ways, then we're good.
Yes, I absolutely agree with that. And here's the thing, I'll just say specifically for me. I obviously y'all know my husband, so y'all know he is the breadwinner. However, if it were the opposite, it would be a problem because I can admit I'm a shopper. So I do have to, hey, I got to hear his mouth sometimes and say, hold on, watch out, you doing too much. And he just knows where to put money. He knows what to do with money. I see that. And so definitely I'm going to follow that. He literally is great with money. So I have no problem submitting to what he says because he's damn good with money.
I think women get caught up in the conversation, especially when they've been in relationships and they're in with a new relationship and now they're on guard, so they don't feel like they should have to do some of the things that they've been requested to do because it didn't go right in that relationship. So now they're on guard and it's not working. So they're coming in not doing things automatically. Even in this new age, they're getting into relationships for the wrong reason. So it's not even about submission for them. You know, they want money before you can even get the phone number or name.
That goes both ways. Sometimes you get these men that other women talking about, can you pay my phone bill? Can you pay my child support? I mean, I've seen that happen. So see, that's another issue too. Ain't nobody, I'm not gonna submit to you and I gotta
take care of you.
Exactly. That's where the issue comes in at. If I gotta take care of you and put money in your pocket, absolutely not.
A relationship will only work, you know, if everybody's coming to it and they both generally like each other. They both really want to make it work. It's when one person have a other agenda that messes it up. And then there's no communication, lies, and you don't want to tell the truth about what's really going on. So you try to keep the relationship going, and it's a miserable relationship.
Yeah, that's what I said in the beginning. That's where teamwork come in at. If you're working as a team, then there should not be any issues because y'all both in this together.
No, we're not working as a team because
that's where it falls at.
Then you're thinking we're equals. We're not equals.
Elaborate,
please.
Women, a team. A man's going to be the coach. If it's a relationship, the man is going to be the coach, and you're going to follow. You can't follow your teammates. You got to follow a leader. So when you start thinking that you're on the same level as a man, as far as relationship wise, the thinking gets off a little bit.
Come on, Tiffany, say what you thought, because I mean, I saw your eyebrows move around a little bit there.
Because I believe it just depends.
You want to follow, and if you're on the same team with somebody, you don't follow your teammates. You're following the coach. So men are put in that position to be providers, protectors, and to lead you. And if you want to follow, you have to truly follow. It's when you start thinking that, hey, I got to do it my own way because probably you've been through some trauma and you've been through some situations that made you think like this. So now your guards are up.
Okay, I think, and I'm gonna speak for Janelle too, because I think her and I are on the same page when we say team. When we say we're a team, it's I know my role and you know your role. You don't cross over into my role and I won't cross over into your role. Just like I was saying, for prime example, I don't get in my husband's way when it comes to money. But he don't get in my way when it comes to decorating the house. He know that's my lane. Don't come in here trying to tell me what color couches to put in, what to put on the walls. He know that's my lane and you're not gonna win that. So he's going to submit to me when it comes to decorating his house. I'm going to submit to him when it comes to finances and how we should spend money. So I think that that's the difference between what you're saying and what we're saying. What we're saying is, yes, we are going to be a team, but allow me to lead in the spaces that I should be able to lead in.
And
And I'm going to allow you to
agree
be
in that.
to lead
You
in the
supposed to
spaces
excel.
that you should lead in.
I
You said
definitely
what?
agree. I agree
Okay.
that men
All right. So we on the same page. So we are a
men
team.
agree. Men excel in the spot they're supposed to do. They're supposed to be excellent 100% providers, real, no slacking. And women's supposed to do their part 100%. I definitely agree.
Okay. So that's what we're saying is when we say a team, I'm not gonna get in your providing and protecting, that's your lane. I'm not gonna get into that.
We're
But
nurturing and all that.
nurturing and making sure that you have food on your plate, making sure that when you use the bathroom, you don't necessarily know what time or when I went to go buy toilet paper. You just know it's there, or toothpaste or whatever. Just making sure you're comfortable in the home. That's my lane.
So even as part of the team, we talk about coaches and let's talk about members of the team. Each team have a part to play, and we definitely have to play our part. It's sometimes when those certain people don't want to play their part, it get misconstrued, whether it's a man or the woman. If you're not fully providing, you're not fully protecting, that's when the relationship gonna go sour. If a woman, if you're not fully nurturing, if you're not fully providing sexuality with that man, that's when it's gonna go sour.
See, I think when you said like the man is the coach, and maybe we need to not really look at the man being the coach as far as being on the team. If we're team members, well, let's look at, because we've said this before, it's God, man, woman, and children. Let's say God is the coach. Man, I'm going to use in basketball terms because y'all know I'm a basketball girly. The man is the point guard. He's seeing the whole court. The woman is the power forward or whatever. So the man is going to do everything he needs to do. But when it's time for me to make that shot, pass me the ball and I'm going to make it. I'm ready.
So
I
here's the thing. Why is it a woman always want to change the narrative of the situation? So however, the man is the leader, the coach, bottom line in a situation, we talk about God, man, woman, and children, which you just said in that order. So you believe that should how a relationship should be. So again, you should be following that man regardless.
That's why I say that he's the point guard. Everything goes to the guard, correct? Everything goes to the quarterback, correct?
When you're on the same team, but
when you're on the same team.
When you're on the same team, but if you're following, you need to be following the coach and following his and telling, and you're on his team.
So let's keep
You're
it
on
in
his
the
team. So you follow that coach, you follow that man, you follow that leader.
let's keep it in the sports
You
arena.
are the team for
Let's
your
restructure
man, right?
it a little bit. Let's go. God is the owner of the team. The man is the coach, huh?
Boom.
And the woman is the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Now we got some, you know what I'm saying? Because now we got some good lineage about how that should work. I think that's probably
There we go.
a better picture. I got your back, Carl. And I see what you're saying, Tiffany, too. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you think about the team, we talk about championships, the coach don't win a championship without their star player. And the star player don't win a championship without a great coach and a great ownership. I mean, shout out to the Chiefs. Anytime people win championships, you hear great owners, you hear great coaches, and you hear great players. That's how it all goes together. But
Now,
it's that
that's
one.
when that star player is going in for all that cash and that jewelry, and they're going into it for the wrong reason, and they ain't trying to win the game.
Right. Winning the game of relationships.
Who are you referring to?
Oh, just a person who's not anyone on this call, but anyone who's just not aligned.
And I can
So
say,
like when Carl said that a woman may be
these
asking for
women
something.
coming in, again, they don't want relationships. They want situationships because of how they begin conversations. They don't want to win the game. They just want the fun support.
Score a few points.
Well,
they just
do
want
you really
to score
call
a few
them
points.
women or girls?
Same thing with, do you call men that don't meet their responsibility men? Do you call them boys?
Exactly. So the girls are coming in, don't want this, they want the money. A real woman knows what she wants, and she wants a provider. She wants someone to protect her, and she wants someone to be there for her, a teammate.
It's
So
a shame
there's a
that they have
difference
to find it
between
out.
a real woman and a girl.
It's a shame they have to find that out after they wrecked their
Mhm.
youth with the wrong guy.
But you
And that
know,
goes both ways. That goes both ways.
exactly.
Because
But
women don't want a community guy either. We
You
don't want a
lie.
guy that done been with everybody either.
That's a lie.
Now, like Janelle said, there's a difference between girls and women. A woman does not want a guy who done been with everybody.
And again, I say that's a lie.
Why you
It's
say
about
that?
to get candid.
Elaborate.
Please.
So all of you guys are in relationships with men that you have been attracted to. So somebody else has been attracted to them. You weren't attracted to that square guy that you weren't attracted to, that you considered a square or unattractive or short or however, a nerd or a geek or whatever. You was attracted to somebody who's attracted to some other people. So when you choose
So
that
is
man,
that the same for
you
men?
know other women want
Like
him.
y'all choose women that other men won't?
Well, that's probably right.
I want to go back to what Janelle said as far as women and girls. I think, girls probably do want the guy that everybody is with or whatever. I think as we get
At
older
all.
and as we mature, it's nothing wrong with the geek. It's nothing wrong with the nerd. It's
You have to
nothing wrong
figure
with
it
the
out.
man that's gonna give you that soft girl life. Is nothing wrong with that. I would rather the nerd or the geek that
Exactly.
takes care of the home as opposed to the clown that got to be out there getting everybody's attention.
Definitely would be in their best interest to act on what they really want.
Yeah, and as we mature, you want our taste in men change. It's not cool anymore. Don't nobody want to be 48 years old having to every time you go out, he got to stop at the liquor store. Like
That's not
what?
the move.
Talking about, do you want something?
That
No,
ain't the move. No, that ain't it.
that ain't the
That ain't
move.
it.
That ain't the move. That at our age, we don't want to go. We don't want him
Right.
to be like, hold on, let me run to Swope Park and see what my boys is doing before we go out on a date.
We're looking for, I don't mind the nerd. I don't mind the geek. I know he's not out in these streets, but I take that back. You don't know. But for the most part, you don't want someone who's out in the street.
Right. Correct.
So where
Correct.
does the conversation start? Like our topic tonight was submissive, right? So let's say you meet someone. At what point do you start having conversations about the priorities in a relationship? And then I guess my follow-up is, at what point does the expectation of submission happen? Are we saying marriage, or are we saying a certain level
Man,
in
you
the
can't.
certain time period in the
Marriage.
relationship for marriage?
I mean, if you're in a serious committed relationship,
Okay,
but
that's what I'm.
if you my husband,
How's it gonna be your husband if you're jumping? He's not gonna jump into being zero to a husband. So you have to go into a relationship being submissive.
no, you
But
got to
you
you
have-
have to learn.
You cannot
You
go
got
into
to
it being
learn this
submissive.
person.
Nope,
You
not
can't
at
go
all.
into it being
Not at all.
submissive.
That got it stirred up.
And let's keep it real. Let's keep it real here. Again, we're talking about our age group. At this point in life, a man should know what he wants and a man should know how to lead. I shouldn't have to worry about anything at this point because we done got everything. At this point, we should have gotten everything out of our system. If that's the case, then we have no problem with submitting. But I'm not about to submit to no 40-some-year-old man that every time you taking a picture, you throwing your hood up or throwing your set up or your middle finger. No, we're not submitting to that.
So you just
But
made it conditional
And
for you to
did.
submit. Men don't make
Because
it
I want
conditional for the provide. You just made it conditional for you to submit when you should be submitting every
Submission.
time. That's where it goes wrong.
Is he
Men
doing
goes
something
into a
for me to
Submission is
submit?
earned.
Is he
unconditional, and
leading
they're gonna
for me to
provide
submit?
regardless. They don't think that.
But is he doing something? If he's showing me things and he's doing it, then I'm gonna automatically submit. But if he's
Submission
not
is
doing
earned. You have
anything,
to earn submission.
then what am
That
I
goes on
submitting
both
to?
parts.
So
Thank
Like
you,
you
Janelle.
cannot, you don't go
point.
into a relationship being submissive already.
Come on,
That's
somebody.
what I was
Come
getting ready to
on,
ask.
somebody.
Okay.
Anything yet.
So
We
so
just
submission
dating.
is
How am I
conditional.
gonna be submissive to you?
It's
Thank
not
you.
You haven't shown
conditional.
me nothing. You gotta show me something.
It's not conditional. Is there, but it has to be there when they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. We're not just gonna submit when you're not doing anything for us to submit to.
Exactly.
So it's conditional.
But if
It's
you go
okay to
into
say
a
it's conditional.
relationship, I'm sorry, Billy, go ahead.
I'll say it's okay to say it's conditional because, again, when we say at this age, we should have expectations. That's okay.
Exactly.
It's thank you.
Okay.
Boom.
So as long as if your expectations are being met, then you guys are saying that
it's
it comes.
naturally.
Okay, good. Because I don't
But
think
you
you
should
should
be
just
setting
submit to
yourself
whomever.
up.
Because you know what I'm saying.
What you say, Carl?
You should be setting yourself up to be with the man that meets your values to even be in a relationship.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. But in the beginning, though, everybody meets everybody's representative. You have to date for a minute to see how this person truly is. So, you know, at first, you getting everybody's best or everybody's best life, whatever it is. But once I see that you can't lead me out of a phone booth, that's it.
They still got phone booths? I'm just messing with you.
If you
Yeah, we just dated
if you are
ourselves for real. Because there's some
yeah,
folks over there like,
70s,
what?
baby.
if you are
70s,
choosing men
baby.
that can't lead you out of a phone booth, then you're choosing the wrong men.
Well, that's what she's saying.
That's
After
exactly
we
what I
see
said.
that we're leaving, there's no
Right.
conversation,
Because
no nothing.
yes, because that's what I'm saying. We all meet everybody, even with women. A man is going to meet a woman's representative before you actually meet her. Women meet men's representative before you actually meet them. That's the point of dating. So you can see what's going on. And once I realized, like, wait a minute, this ain't what it's cracked up to be. That's the submission is out the door. But again, we all want, I feel like I'm gonna speak for myself, but other women, you know, let me know how you feel. We all want soft girl lives. We all want to be able to have a man lead. We don't want to have, and there are women out there that are independent women and good for them, and they say they don't need no man. Hey, girl, good for you.
Right.
I don't want to put gas in my car.
I don't
I don't want to go and get an oil
Right.
change. I don't want to do that. I want my man to do that. I don't want to take the trash out. I don't want to.
I don't want to be independent all the time. I want to be dependent
Exactly.
Right, because if
sometimes.
he's not showing that, what are you being submissive to? If he's not doing what he's supposed to do, and that means emotionally, physically, providing, protecting, all that. If he's not doing that, what am I submitting to? Sure.
I want to apply some pressure. Y'all okay? We go a little deeper.
Go ahead.
Let's go.
Hey, Carl, and this, I'm not saying from your perspective, but maybe somebody that you know. Have you had or know somebody who's had an experience where you as a man or that person did everything that they're saying, but you had or that person had a challenge with the woman submitting?
Repeat that for me again.
Have
Make that plain to me.
you or anyone you know had an issue with the woman submitting when you were being all of the man that you needed to be, or that person being all of the man that they needed to be? Let's speak.
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
Even in conversation we're having now, that man, we're talking about that man coming in doing what he's supposed to do, and the experience we've been in. You can do all that you want to do as a man, but a woman by nature is be wishy-washy on her part. In the conversation we've been having, they said, I'm going to come in because we're talking about, and I believe we're talking about two different things. Because Tiffany, you talked about dating, and we're talking about relationships.
But you said you should come in being submissive.
If you're just dating, you're not focused on a relationship. You're just trying to you just trying to dump. You just one person to another because you're trying to find something. And if you're trying to find something, then you're desperate for love. You haven't found yourself first, and you ain't focused on yourself to even focus on that greater power. And I'm saying this, and you can hear me, and I see the looks on y'all faces, and I can tell you this. And here's it is: it's in it's the nature of a woman is the damnation of a woman, because they be stuck in their ways and don't want to listen. And we try to tell you that you have to do this a certain way, and you are stuck with doing this. And again, we have to find out with experience. But by the time women find out, it's too late, because men assets appreciate as they get older, mature. Women, they're liability as they get older and mature. So as a man, we can try to find a younger woman to try to date and try to figure out again. But by then, a woman is values a little bit gone, as we talked about in the last episode. And that's real talk.
Okay, let me jump in there, because when I say date, you have to start with dating. You can't nobody goes into a relationship on day one. Boom, we're in a relationship.
No, you
start.
don't. You have to start with yourself, and that relationship's gonna come to you. It's gonna come to you. And I know this because, as young people, we think, yeah, let's start dating. They look good. Let's do this. We want to jump into dating. But if you find yourself, then you're gonna find that relationship that you really want.
Right, and you said you come
So the
in being
relationship-
submissive. How am I gonna come in being submissive to someone I don't know? We all what
How am I supposed to come be a provider for somebody I don't know? I'm going to do my part. Again, you're not going to do your part, and you're looking for this. I mean, you're saying you want this, but you don't want to do the function to get it. We want perfect relationships, but we don't want to do what it takes to be perfect ourselves to get that relationship.
just go giving your on both parts. Exactly. We have a comment right quick from Brown. It says if a woman wasn't raised to be a wife is in quotation marks, it would be very difficult for her to submit if a guy wasn't raised to be a man leader in quotation marks. Leading will be a constant challenge for him. And I agree, if a man is not wasn't put in position or raised to be a leader, then yes, it's definitely gonna be a constant challenge for him because he wasn't raised to lead like a man is supposed to lead. So yeah, I definitely agree with that.
And if we're talking about how people are raised, I just want to put it out there. If you are a woman and your father wasn't in your home, then your relationships are just that much messed up because you didn't see how a man was supposed to treat his woman and his daughter, because a man is going to protect his woman and his daughter and going to show you how you're supposed to be taken care of. And if you didn't have that, then your perception is a little misconstrued, and then now you are trying to make that man what you think a relationship is supposed to be. And what you think is not what it really is.
But do you feel like it's vice versa too? If a man didn't have his father in the home and he doesn't have the example of what a real man is supposed to be, then that could be an issue as well?
That definitely can be.
Absolutely
But
could
again,
be
we're
an
talking
issue.
about that man being 100 and being 100% and being real. If he's that type of character, men can fall in that category if they haven't been raised like that. Them not the ones that are 100. It's going to be 100% for you. Them not the ones you're looking for.
I agree with that. Then do you feel like this can go back as far as this can be as deeply rooted as the Black community, as far as the broken homes in Black community? Men don't have the example to be, or guys don't have the example to be good men, and women don't have sometimes the example to be good women. And then here we are out here trying to be in relationships, but we didn't have the examples. Could it possibly be that?
Of course, it could be, for sure. But, like we said, at this age, we also can be proactive in seeking to be great men or seeking to be great women for those things that we feel like may be a deficit. I mean, I think it's pretty clear that if you did not have a father figure in your home and as a man, there are some things that we still learn that what expectations of a man would be. And so even though you didn't see that model directly at home, you can still learn the behavior.
That was gonna be my question. Even though if you didn't grow up with that father figure, you go through things, so you're able to learn as you go.
When does it become a you issue? When does it become a character flaw as opposed to I didn't have someone in the home? So when does it just become a character flaw? You're just messed up. And I want to go back to when you guys were talking about how a man can be a perfect man and a woman still acts a certain way. I 110% agree with that. There are crazy women out here that, let that good thing go, as well as men. There are women out here that fumble the ball too. Just because women are trying to be too cute or too funny, or you're trying to impress your friends and you let that good thing go. And a lot of times you don't know it until it's gone. It was cute and funny with you and your friends, but then when he's gone and what he brings to the table is gone, that's when we realize it. And that sucks as well, because you don't want to submit. Because you don't want to be in a relationship where it seems like to your friends or whomever that he's running the show and you're quote unquote bowing down, when perhaps go ahead.
Well, so I'm gonna give you some game to even nip that in the bud. To be in a relationship, men, get a woman who likes you more than you like them. That relationship will blossom and flourish, and you won't be looking crazy because you like them more than they like you, and you're doing all this stuff to keep this relationship going, and you don't even validate if they even really like you. It's when that woman is doing those little stuff, making those extra phone calls, spending that time, doing that extra stuff, giving you consideration that make you feel good and keep that relationship going.
Shouldn't that man be doing the same?
A man is going to do that. But here's the thing. Men do it all the time.
No, they don't.
Men, hold on. Men do it. Let me put it like this. Women get compliments all the time, right? They get gifts. They get notes. They get, hey, beautiful all the time. Can I get agreement?
I agree.
You get that walking out the door. Men don't get that. So when you take the time out to leave him a note or give him a gift, it's memorable to him. He thinks about that. When you call him handsome, give him a compliment, that's going extra and beyond to make him feel good, because as men, we don't get that. And if you're doing your part to make him feel good, to make him feel like he's the one, that relationship is going to go farther than just giving him access. You got to give him more. You can give him access, but what are you giving him more? How are you making him feel good, like feeling like he's the man? That's being submissive. That's being feminine. That's being a woman. That's keeping your relationship going stronger.
Really want to agree with you, but I do.
I want to
I want
say
to have a reason to
something.
say,
Well, just go ahead and
I mean,
submit
it's
to him.
really-
Go on and submit to what he said, man.
I was trying to nitpick. I was trying to nitpick.
It's a woman's nature. They're them nation.
Trying to find a reason,
I mean,
but
I agree with that. I can say I agree with that as well. But
Oh,
when
yeah.
you said get a woman who likes you more, I've heard like back in the olden days, the grandmas and stuff, we used to tell the daughters to get a man who likes you more. And I think that's because women, we probably tend to seem to fall first before the man fall in love quick. But if that man really, I think the meaning of that is if that man really likes you, then he's not going to do anything wrong to you, or he's going to do what he's supposed to do. Rather, if you get a man that you like more, he knows that. So that way it's a possibility that he feels like this woman loves me, likes me. He's already know that you're not going nowhere.
I say I concur. My 92-year-old grandma used to say that all the time. Get you a man that likes you more than you like him.
Well, again, she's 92, and we in this new age. These women are thinking right off different,
But I think that changes within the relationship too, because you can be in a relationship and you can start off with, you liking him more than you, then it goes with he liking you more than you, vice versa. So I think it's just within the relationship as time goes. What are y'all doing, to make this, him liking you and liking you more? I think it's vice versa.
If you are liking him more than he is liking you, you are sustaining that relationship. That's going to motivate him to continue to like you and continue to provide and do stuff for you. Because again, you're in a relationship. He already has the access. He needs to keep going. And that's going to help him and motivate him to keep going. Be
So are you saying,
submissive.
Carl, if she fix you a hot plate, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna make you feel some kind of way versus somebody that does not?
Definitely. For every man in this world, they have that capability of one woman shutting everything down. Are you going to be that woman who's on the fence about should I go in submissive, or are you going to come in submissive and stay the whole time, because that's what we're looking for? If you're going to be flip-floppy, then he's going to find somebody that's going to be that person for him. And it's your opportunity to be it. And hey, if you choose not to, keep dating. You never find a good relationship.
I don't know about that, because I can honestly say when I was married, I was the submissive one, and that still leaded me to a divorce.
Hello, say.
I see. I don't know the issues behind the divorce. So it may be some issues with him that was going on. But even when it
Clearly, it was with him. It wasn't me.
But here's the thing: if it's with him, it comes back to with you, because you played a part in that. And I bet you he didn't end the divorce. Did you end the divorce, or he ended it? He ended the marriage.
It was me.
You ended it.
No, it was yes.
Who filed?
That means
is what he's saying. He
that
said who
means-
filed.
That means
filed.
you.
Oh, okay. There
That
you go.
means you were tired of putting up with whatever you were putting up with.
Exactly.
Right.
So, and that's the whole thing. Like when you say that, I feel like you just said it, all men are not like that. Because I did everything that a woman was supposed to do in a marriage. I was submissive and I did that, but just that man wasn't doing his part.
And you allowed him to continue to do that.
I hate when people say
so
allow. I just don't like that word allow because it's not really allow.
You didn't cut it off until you cut it off. That's when you got a divorce, and that's when you cut it off.
Right. But that allow, because when you say allow, that means you're allowing this person to do things. Like, for example, if we're married and he's not paying the light bill, so you tell me I allowed him not to pay the light bill?
No, I'm not saying.
When I had to pay it.
I'm speaking in general now. I'm going to say just women who are in relationships and their men are cheating, they still coming back to them. They're allowing that. A man won't allow his woman to cheat and still be with her.
I think what
right?
Paul is saying is if the some behaviors are learned and if the behavior gets accepted, in some part you are accountable because the inappropriate behavior.
I definitely take accountability to some of the stuff that I let go by until I got tired.
Again, I'm going to chime in with Janelle because divorcee here too. If we want to say allow, okay, allow. But I think that women are, again, we're nurturers, we're emotional creatures. And even though I was hurting and it felt like divorce, and when you're going through it, it feels like death. Because you have, and it's almost sometimes even worse than death because you got to mourn someone that's still alive. And the thing is, as women, we think about the kids.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to separate my child from his father. And yes, he can still be a father outside the home, but the access for father and son is a little bit different. The relationship is different. And I felt guilty for saying, okay, we need to separate. And then what's that do for my child? I felt guilty for ending the relationship because ultimately it ended all the time that he had with his son. Because now we got to call and we got to schedule times to where it used to be you just come home and you're just right here. So it made their dynamic different. And by it making their dynamic different, that's where the guilt came in.
Right.
And I'll be honest, I was saying in my mind, I'll take whatever and I'll do whatever because I just want my child to be happy. Somebody coming from a broken home, you want your child to not go through that. So I'm putting up with what I got to put up with for my child.
My kids.
Then it get to the point where, okay, now you look crazy.
And you tired and you done.
And you sick and tired of being sick and tired. Now I gave you chances, but you keep steamrolling over me. So now I'm done. I'm done. Matter of fact, you can take your child and go, you keep playing with me. Nah, I didn't really let that happen.
Right,
but it came across my
thought
mind.
about it.
Like, you know what? I'm leaving everything. I was child. Ooh.
So, I kind of want to add a piece just as a whole. I know not so much just a submissive conversation, but just on professional development, which is interpersonal development. We talk about the sports example, owner, coach, players, but also if a player gets injured, they have to do what? Go to rehab. And so in a relationship, when there is injury in a relationship, boundaries that have been, and I don't mean like cheating, I'm just saying when there's conflict in the relationship in our community, I want to encourage us to get rehab with people who are professionals. We made a disclaimer at the beginning of the call. We're not the professionals. Shout out to our sponsor, Great Value Water. Just kidding. I'm saying it's okay to go and get help when we see proactively that there are some challenges in a relationship. I would say maybe in Janelle's case, I don't know if y'all ever did counseling or went and got professional help, but I'm saying that that's a learning experience from when, let's say, we have relationships that didn't work proactively in the next relationship. When I start to see a red flag, maybe we can do something to get better at whatever the red flag is versus it going on.
Do we have any guests that like to come chime in?
While you're checking on that, I just want to just say, agree with Billy. Mental health is great for yourself. Got to take care of yourself first. And couples therapy is going to get you through it. Got to get through it together. Sometimes you're just talking to each other about it, not working out. You need that other person to get y'all through it. And we're just a group of friends who just relationships. We talk about it all the time. So say, hey, let's let the world hear our conversation.
Okay, so I want to ask Carl and Billy. I want to ask you guys, because there was a breakthrough where the women said, okay, we can understand that sometimes men want those compliments and things that you give women. And I see that. I see that where I can every blue moon, and maybe I don't do it all the time, and maybe and I need to put it in the back of my mind to start doing it more. Like, when my husband comes in and I like a beard. So when he comes in and he got it all groomed and combed, I'm like, okay, beard. I can see the smile and the glow, like, oh, she see that. Now let me ask you this. Did we say anything to give you guys an aha moment? Damn.
I'm gonna be honest. No, you see, you hit me with a question, and it was so much that we learned. At least I learned tonight. It's kind of hard to pinpoint on one. One thing I can say, and this is, you guys are the hosts. We have the privilege to be around what we would probably classify as great women. We don't really have too much of a different color of woman on the call tonight, but it is good to hear from women that I would say are very healthy in the perspective of understanding how relationships go. So I appreciate all of y'all's input for sure.
But is it anything that you would agree with us on? Is the question.
I don't know that. I don't.
Skated around that. We skated around that. Don't give me no backhand compliment. Did we say anything that you're like, well, maybe I'm gonna take this with me moving forward?
Hey, text me, Carl. Text me the answer, Carl.
Thank you, Janelle.
All
now
right.
let's get down to it.
Give me a minute. Let me think.
I think even in the opening of this on this call, you guys even explaining submission and then saying that agreeing that you would submit, but I think it's based off our what we've been through, what we've been through, and just even having these conversations. We're mature, we understand that what it takes and what we did wrong and how we can do better, and it's about teaching the younger generation
Let me ask
to
y'all
do a
this.
little bit better.
Do you feel, so you say you have to earn submission, like, for instance, if the man is not doing his part as far as providing and nurturing that woman, should she still submit?
You keep saying, I don't agree with nothing y'all saying if y'all want to be real. Earn submission. Are we not on the same conversation? Do I have to earn to protect you? Do I have to earn to security?
You didn't hear. Hold the line. You didn't hear what she said. She said, if you are not doing those things, should she still submit? If you're not doing those things.
Yeah, why are you with that man if he ain't doing it? You should not be with him to be in a position to submit.
The relationship already submitting if that man haven't shown you anything to submit to?
He ain't shown he's gonna protect you, but he's gonna protect you. You have to first of all know yourself, be comfortable with yourself, that you're going into a situation that's of value and it's going to boost both of you guys up. And if you have doubts, then you shouldn't be in that relationship at all.
Carl, I got your back. Watch this.
Oh, hold on, Billy. Hold the line.
I gotta have this.
So wait a minute. So you saying women should just go into a relationship blind and hopefully she gets the right
give it all to him at once.
Hopefully just submit. To a full-on bum.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what I'm saying. I'm gonna tell you exactly. Hold on, I'm saying. Women should go in not looking at preferences, because I keep hearing y'all saying, y'all keep telling preferences, and look for standards. Y'all going in looking for how tall he is, how much money he made, how...
No, we're not.
This is what the majority of women doing. How much money he make, how he look, what kind of car he drive, and that's your preference. When you should be going
materialistic.
In
I'm looking for value. I'm looking, do he fear God? I'm looking, is he got...
If he's God-fearing.
Exactly. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for
his standards, and you're only looking at preferences, then it's not going to work. Are you going to be sitting there with a handsome dude who don't amount to nothing, and you miserable?
So all of us women on here are agreeing that that's not what we're looking for. We are looking for a man that is providing and protecting you. Every now and then we can all get into a relationship where you thought somebody was one way, but you find out they're another way, whether it's male or female. Gaynell is saying in that instance where a man in the beginning does one thing, but then shows you something else, should she still submit to him when he's not doing his part?
I think one of the points I was trying to bring up about you don't need a demonstration for someone to protect you. It's expected, right? And so you don't okay, let me go find out if he's going to protect me. You just expect it. And in the same sense, what Carl is saying is he's just expecting that this, you don't have to, it's just an expectation, right? So if you have a great guy or a person that you are vetted, and let's say you are entertaining forward in the relationship, the expectation is that the person is going to do their role. So when you say earn it, that's like the flip of that, Gaynell, is, well, you got to earn the right for me to protect you, versus it just being the standard as the responsibility of a man. So if that's the standard for the responsibility of the man to protect and provide, what Carl is saying is it should be the standard to be submissive in this way. Am I right, bro? Is that about a good?
That is
Okay.
definitely correct.
So it's the standard before, and you can't say it as you got to earn it, because then the flip is we got to say, well, you got to earn for us to
I
protect you.
feel like my thing is, I just feel like you definitely have to earn the submission. Like I just feel like that's just like giving your all at once. Are you gonna give your all at once?
Not likely.
That's because you've been through some things, and now you kind of realize it. So your guards are up, and trauma does two different things to men and women. Trauma hurts women, right?
Mhm.
But trauma builds men up. So when women go through trauma, they get a little bit more masculine because they have to be a little bit stronger, be a little bit more assertive, be a little bit more direct with the next person. And so it makes them a little bit more masculine and kind of gets them on guard. Now, when men go through trauma, yes, it gets more masculine, but it helps them overcome
But is that a
what they've
woman
already
being
gone through, so
masculine,
they're a little
or
bit
is that
more
a
aware.
woman setting boundaries?
You get it? That's a woman with her guards up, being masculine and going through that, and being and she got her guards up, and she got her guards up, but she's been through it. So now she has to be able to let that go when she finds that man who she believes is worth it, and know that, hey, that man is going to say, because I believe he's going to provide. I believe he's going to provide 100%. That's how you have to go into the relationship thinking that, because if you believe that, and he's really about that, it ain't something you guess. It ain't something you put in your brain. He showed you that,
That's
right?
a great comment too in the chat box for the podcast. Brown says that men need to be vetted. This is for the women, by men that you women respect. And I would say the flip of that is, for us men, women need to be vetted by women that we respect.
I don't know anymore.
Right, because
I'm just trying to figure out, do y'all agree with anything that we say?
I don't.
Carl said no.
I'm not disagreeing with you all, because I'm in a place where I want to learn. So I don't have a disagreement. I'm listening to your perspective. For me, I don't want to be a right or wrong. I just always want to get to what's true. So what's true is what, the thoughts are. And then of course we can share our thoughts so we can get, to a greater
Right,
understanding
but
for
can
both
y'all
of us.
understand like some of our point of views?
Like I said, I understand. Tiffany didn't like my answer, but I said I don't know anything that you said that I didn't understand your perspective for sure.
Well, because I think we dancing a little bit.
All right.
It's
Can you give me
like
a
she
specific
said,
example?
is there anything you agree with? It's, well, I don't agree or disagree.
Okay, so give me one, and I'll tell you if I agree or disagree with that one thing. I'm ready. Because Carl, y'all just kicked Carl out, so I got to hold it down till he get back. All right, so give me one.
Okay, so for an example, if a woman sees that a man is not who he said he was, if his representative did not play out to be the man that he is, should a woman, we're saying we can't submit to that.
I'm saying if he's not even who he's supposed to be, there's no conversation about submit, because there's no forwarding of that relationship. So that's kind of like, you don't just submit to, you know what I'm saying? Like that don't even make sense. So we're talking about if this is somebody who you are considering. You're saying that that person doesn't fit the description, there's nothing to submit to for sure.
No, well, I think the conversation was, at least this is how I took it. And I could be wrong, but it sounded like Carl was saying that, when women come into the relationship, they should be ready to submit.
Yeah.
So we're saying, well, wait a minute, give me a minute. Let me make sure that this is my person before I just start submitting. Give me a minute.
I mean, there should be vetting on both sides, right? Men should not just go and meet a woman and just start, so the vetting part is what I was getting to. Like, at what point do we say we're meeting more of these responsibilities that we're talking about? And I think, so we kind of went into, well, when we're married. But then we were like, well, are we waiting all the way until we're married, or at some point during the relationship do we start to intermingle these expectations? Because you don't do it on day one for sure. If you meet,
That was all I'm saying.
you don't do it.
That was all I'm saying.
Day one, you gotta get to know the person if you out. You know what I mean? You gotta get to. I would say for sure, if it's the second or third date, I mean, at this age, like y'all said, we should know enough in 1 or 2 or 3 conversations if this is even a person that you want to do the vetting portion of it.
Janelle, ask him the question again. Does he agree
Come on.
With anything that we said?
Did I not?
Because that's what. Did you agree? Yes or no?
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
Thank you.
There you
That's
go.
all. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
All right.
We got somewhere
Yeah.
tonight.
Thank you.
At least with one person. At least with one person, we got somewhere tonight. Good Lord, it was so hard to say I agree.
Woo, it was. I need some,
Right.
my tongue dry. I done got parched.
See, that's the thing. I think y'all men don't want to be agreeing with women.
I just agree.
I'm agree when it's right.
Nothing we said was right.
Now, y'all said some things that was right. The right stuff y'all said was right.
Give
us an example, please.
And
Please.
I know it better not be clipped up. Everything we just saying y'all right the whole time.
I love this Janelle. I love this Janelle. I'm shutting up. Janelle, handle that.
When you introduced yourself and gave your name, you right.
That's not good enough answer for me, Carl. No, but for seriously, is there anything that you can actually say that we pinpointed something that you like, okay, that's an aha moment for us men to know?
Can anybody want to chime in on the chat?
We talking to Billy and Carl.
Right.
Yes, they can chime in. Yes, they can chime in. But I would like for us to at least, as the women go, we had, an aha moment. Y'all don't have nothing. It's just like, nope, y'all just wrong.
I didn't say you were wrong. I said everything you said was right.
In the conversation where we already agreed. See, that's how women are. We were already in agreement during this conversation many a times, but now they want to point us out and put us on the spot and make us agree. We done already agreed through this conversation.
But I'm trying to figure out, what did we disagree with?
Everything we said.
Name one. We disagree
That we
with.
supposed to jump in to be submissive.
Well,
Well, you didn't. You just explained your situation.
Yeah, just
Thought process on that.
It was,
But Carl was in on us. He was in on us.
I said it the same way he said it, diplomatically. Trying to get
Okay, so what lesson learned? What have we learned from this conversation?
Well, I will say this from y'all, and again, we just have y'all. It sounds like you all are more inclined to be submissive, but I don't know that that is the true pulse of that.
Some women, you got different women. You know, some women are not mature enough to be where we are. It's a learning process. I think with each relationship is a lesson learned. So you learn things through relationships or whatever. So I think some women they're not inclined to who they are, and it's just not in them at the moment. I think that it's a learning process because we wasn't always this way in every relationship.
She right now.
So yes, it is a learning process. And I think men and women are so different. God made us opposites, so we kind of fit together like a puzzle.
Like that. I think y'all sent a text message the other day with the woman talking about Eve being the rib. Not to make an argument, but that's not what the Bible say. I get what she was saying. Like the word, if you go to the original context of the word Selah, which is, I think, Greek, means side. So this is where, I think we can get into a spirited conversation about just because somebody told you something doesn't mean that it's true. It's not right or wrong. I was born in 1977. I wasn't when they wrote the Bible, but it didn't say rib. It says Selah, which is side. Every other instance in the Bible is talking about the sides. There are even some references about half of Adam, but again, I'm not here to argue that point, but the point I'm saying is just because you learn something, again, if you learn an inappropriate behavior in a relationship, doesn't mean that you can't grow past that if you get educated. And
did we have any call-ins? Anyone who wanted to call in?
Or is there anybody in the comments?
Nina. What statement you agree with, Miss Nina?
Let Nina talk for a minute.
Come on.
Let her type her comment.
Or you want to join the call?
Come on up on stage.
Nina already texted me and told me that she didn't want to join the call. But I will say this while she's typing. So Nina is my best friend since we were 3 years old. Like 3 years old, we were best friends. And talking about men and talking about submission. So when we were kids, her grandfather was the pastor of the church. My grandfather was one of the deacons. So we sit up and see those men who were so strong and running the church, and everybody in the church was, those were the leaders. And of course, Nina's mother, I do believe, but she was like one of the head singer in the choir. My grandmother was a minister of music. She played on the piano. So they had their roles. But the men were great at what they did, and that's what kept the church going. So I will say that. I don't know what she's saying in the chat because I can't see her, but that's kind of our background.
Nina's still typing.
She got a whole lot going on. Nina has been married for over 20 years to the same man. They have 2 kids. They have 2 kids, high school sweethearts. Been married to the same man for over 20 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna put
Congratulations. That's a great accomplishment.
Congratulations.
And counting.
It is.
20 and counting.
That is a flex.
And she's our age.
She said the statement about learning that you can be learned to be submissive.
I think that as we get older as women, it is a learning process. It's definitely a learning process.
Because as you get older, you kind of know what your standards are, you know what you want. And with each relationship is different. So you learn in each relationship as you've been in a relationship. So you learn what to do, what not to do, how to be submissive.
Yeah,
what that
'cause
man
submissiveness
needs.
be
You learn
different
that. You learn
from
your
one
man.
person to another.
Yeah.
It's all about what they interpret submissiveness is. I think this was a good conversation.
Well, all right. We thank y'all for joining us.
Do we have a
Yeah,
topic?
what are we going to talk about next week? I mean, I feel like Nina and her husband should come. Let the experts
Next
talk.
week, hold on for a minute. Sorry.
What we going to talk about next week? She said, oh,
No,
Lord.
Nina said, oh, Lord.
I got some questions to ask, bro. You know what I'm saying? I want to check in with the experts.
Next week, we're going to talk about social media. And so, yes, make sure y'all tune in for that one.
What
You
she
said what?
say?
We might get him to
What is
join
it?
next week. Nina, are you
Nina
saying he
wanna
be
come
like, you be
up?
on your Facebook and your Instagram too much?
She might get her husband to join next week.
Message to all our viewers: if you are watching and you want to comment, we have our personal inboxes where we do not want you to inbox. Please feel free to forward all your questions, comments, concerns to our Candid Connections email. And that is posted on the page. Do not hit the inbox, the personal inbox. Hit the Candid Connection inbox with all your messages, comments, and even if you have ideas on topics.
Well, I guess we'll wrap up this conversation.
Thank y'all for
And we
tuning
want to
in to
say
Candid
thank you to
Connections.
everyone who listened in.
Make sure y'all follow us on our pages at Candid Connections, both on Facebook and Instagram. Also coming is a YouTube, so make sure y'all look out for that. And remember, you deserve the kind of love that you give. We'll see y'all next episode.